Our story begins in Gary, Indiana, 1966, a small industrial town that would give the world one of its greatest entertainers. A young Michael Jackson is already showing signs of something extraordinary, performing alongside his brothers under the watchful, iron-fisted direction of their father, Joseph Jackson. Behind every rehearsal is a man driven by ambition, determined to escape the life he knew by turning his sons into stars. At home, their mother Catherine provides warmth and stability, but Joseph's vision leaves little room for childhood. He pushes, he demands, and when young Michael dares to suggest a rest during practice, Joseph's reaction is swift and harsh, a reminder of just how serious he is about success. That night, Michael retreats to his room, finding comfort in stories and imagining a world far beyond the one he knows. The grind pays off. City by city, show by show, the brothers sharpen their craft, and Michael emerges as the undeniable centerpiece. His voice, his energy, his presence, audiences can't look away. By 1968, in Chicago, that magic catches the eye of Suzanne de Pass, a sharp-eyed Motown representative who senses something special and hands Joseph her card. 1 year later, that card opens a door that changes everything. The brothers arrive at Motown and come face-to-face with the legendary Berry Gordy. In the studio, Berry notices young Michael can't help but move while he sings. His body and music are inseparable. Even when asked to stay still, the energy just pours out of him. Berry is completely blown away, telling the room he's never witnessed anything quite like it, before Joseph steps in and cuts the moment short. The Jackson 5 is born, and they explode onto the scene. Hits like I Want You Back and ABC send them rocketing to stardom. Behind the scenes, Berry even quietly adjusts Michael's public age to sharpen the group's image. Fame arrives fast, but it comes with a strange kind of loneliness. When Michael asks his mother for a pet, someone to come home to, she encourages him to make friends instead. Michael's response is heartbreaking in its honesty. Most people only want a photo. Fast forward to 1978, Los Angeles. A grown Michael Jackson is ready to write a new chapter entirely his own. Partnering with the iconic Quincy Jones, he sets his sights on a solo album. But knowing his father's controlling nature, he asks the label executives to present the idea as if it came from them. He wants creative freedom, and he's learning how to play the game to get it. The label agrees, the plan works, and soon Michael is in the studio recording Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, a track that becomes a massive hit and signals to the world that Michael Jackson, solo artist, is a force to be reckoned with. As fame reaches new heights, Michael uses his platform quietly but meaningfully, visiting sick children in hospitals, bringing light into their darkest days. He also rescues a chimpanzee named Bubbles from a facility involved in illegal testing, and the two form an unlikely but genuine bond. But beneath the spotlight, Michael is battling something deeply personal. Diagnosed with vitiligo, a condition affecting his skin pigmentation, and feeling the constant pressure to look perfect in the public eye, he undergoes rhinoplasty. When his father unexpectedly spots him afterward, Michael brushes it off, claiming the procedure was for sinus problems. Joseph is left speechless. His sister LaToya, on the other hand, is completely supportive, even joking about getting the same done herself. The tension between Michael and Joseph reaches a breaking point. When Michael refuses to commit to another family tour, Joseph pushes back hard, using guilt and emotional pressure as his weapons. But Michael doesn't fold. He walks away, and in the car with his trusted bodyguard Bill Bray, he opens up about everything. His love for his family, his burning need for independence, his vision for a solo tour, and his growing feeling that he's being taken advantage of. Bill tells him to move out entirely. Michael isn't ready for that step. Not yet. He rejoins his brothers for the Triumph Tour, but the clock is ticking. By 1981, Michael is sitting across from entertainment lawyer John Branca, and from the moment Branca makes clear he fully supports Michael's creative vision, the decision is made. The room clears, and Michael delivers his first major power move. He wants Joseph Jackson removed as his manager. Branca handles it immediately. The fax goes out, and when Joseph receives it, his fury is volcanic. He storms to Catherine, threatening to discipline their son. Catherine stops him cold. She reminds him bluntly that Michael is no longer a child he can intimidate, and that the comfortable life Joseph enjoys, he should be thanking Michael for it, not threatening him. Joseph, stubborn as ever, still insists he built Michael from the ground up. But everyone around him knows the truth. Life moves forward. Michael buys gifts for his brothers. He jokes around in public, signs autographs for fans, and spends quiet time with Bubbles at home. But Joseph isn't done. He confronts Michael directly about the dismissal, demanding answers. Michael is calm, steady, and completely sure of himself. The decision stands. Still, in the midst of all this personal turbulence, Michael never stops giving. He continues visiting hospitals, connecting with patients one by one. At one point bonding with a young child over shared interests, talking about pets and favorite TV shows as if the cameras and crowds simply don't exist. Now working with Branca on his next project, Michael sets a goal that sounds almost too ambitious to be real. He wants to create the biggest album in history, cinematic visuals, groundbreaking concepts, a sound the world has never heard. While searching for inspiration, a news report about gang violence between the Crips and the Bloods sparks an idea. He brings rival groups together to film the Beat It music video, using music as a bridge, a common language that bypasses everything that divides people. The album takes shape track by track. Billie Jean, Wanna Be Startin' Something, and after some deliberation over the title, the project lands on one word, Thriller, a nod to Michael's deep love of horror films and the legendary Vincent Price. The title track's music video becomes a cultural phenomenon unlike anything the industry has ever seen. But Michael isn't done pushing boundaries. He and Branka sit down with Walter Yetnikoff and demand that the Billie Jean video be aired on MTV, a network that at the time rarely featured black artists. Michael makes his position clear. His music is for everyone, regardless of race. Walter steps up, threatening to pull some of the biggest names on the network if MTV refuses to cooperate. The pressure works. The video airs, the floodgates open, and Michael's reach becomes truly global, record after record shattered, history being rewritten in real time. At a celebration for what is now officially the best-selling album of all time, Michael is surrounded by the people who shaped his journey. Suzanne de Passe, Berry Gordy, his brothers, his beloved mother Catherine. Joseph shows up too, loud and clearly intoxicated, still talking about the next move, the next tour, the next opportunity to capitalize on his son's name. Not long after, he's in a room with boxing promoter Don King, and together they guilt Michael into agreeing to another tour. Michael, not wanting to let his family down, says yes. During rehearsals for the Victory Tour, a Pepsi commercial shoot turns catastrophic. A pyrotechnic malfunction ignites Michael's hair, and he's rushed to the hospital with severe burns that will cause permanent damage to his scalp. Doctors are stunned, not by the injury itself, but by Joseph's response. His first question is whether Michael will be well enough to perform. The road to recovery is painful, physically and emotionally. Michael initially refuses pain medication, overwhelmed by everything he's facing. But with Catherine and Branka by his side, he slowly finds his footing. True to his character, even from his hospital bed, he reaches out to fellow patients. He tells Branka he wants his performance earnings directed toward helping people in that very hospital. Back home, Joseph keeps pushing Catherine about tour sponsorships. She holds firm. Michael, meanwhile, shares something profound with Bill Bray, a quiet but powerful belief that he has been given a purpose, not just to perform, to inspire, to uplift, to matter. He goes through with the Victory Tour for his family, but he makes a private promise to himself: when it's over, his life belongs to him. And on the final night of that tour, standing on stage with his brothers, Michael keeps that promise. He makes an announcement no one, especially Joseph, was prepared for. As he performs Human Nature, he walks past his father, who makes one final plea. Bill Bray steps forward, steady and calm, making it clear, Michael has made his decision. The curtain falls. The boy from Gary, Indiana, has become something the world had never seen before. And from this moment on, he moves forward entirely on his own terms.